Are fuels that are much less clean.
For the next hour, Shawn Wilson explores the energy industry with news and interviews from around the corner and around the globe.
Nuclear is one of the directions that we should innovate in.
The Exploring Energy Show begins now.
And a very, very good Thursday morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shawn Wilson. It is the Exploring Energy Radio Show. Glad to have you tuned in wherever you might be listening this morning. We're going to have a very, very unique guest here in just a little bit. Christo is Liebenberg, co-founder and president of U.S.-based uranium enrichment company LIS Technologies. We're going to be talking about nuclear today, a very important topic for sure. First of all, go ahead and tell you that Elk City Meals on Wheels, here's what they have on their, December 18th. Also, McKenna Brooks, happy birthday. Our middle daughter turned another year younger today. Today, barbecue, baked chicken, mac and cheese, broccoli, peanut butter fluff is what's on the menu at Elk City Meals on Wheels. Barbecued, baked chicken, macaroni and cheese, also, peanut butter fluff and broccoli. Located at 1510 West 9th Street. Calling your order 225-5821. Open Monday through Friday, 11 to 1. Regular meals, $8. Senior citizen meals, just $7. That is what's going on today at Elk City Meals on Wheels. Nominate a hero, a Christmas hero. We're going to have a couple of them that we're going to present certificates to today. And so keep an eye on our Facebook page as we're going to be talking about those people and just highlighting what it is they do. Those do-gooders, the quiet do-gooders. You can nominate a Santa's Christmas hero by simply going to KECOFM.com. Fill out a very short form. Send it to us. Tell us their story. And they could be a winner of a $250 prize value from one of our KECO Christmas sponsors. Carnegie Fair Caravan, bringing books to you. Free books delivered to you by the Friends of the Library. Having trouble reading regular print? We'll call them at 225-0136. Ask them about a free program that can help. Or for free books delivered right to you in Elk City. 580-225-0136. Again, tomorrow night and Saturday night, the last night of the Christmas festivities in the park. Christmas in the Park 2025. Nighttime miniature golf. They've got double-decker bus rides. Santa and Mrs. Claus will be there. Horse-drawn carriage rides. They got the Candy Cane Express train. They've also got the Centennial Carousel, the Holly Jolly Trolley, plus the Cub Scouts and their hot cocoa. It's all at Elk City's Ackley Park. Christmas in the Park. That's tomorrow night and Saturday night, the last two nights of Christmas in the Park. So get by there and check that out. A wonderful light display as well. So, all right, we'll get right back to it here this morning. I don't know if you had a chance to watch the presidential, speech last night as he, just kind of laid it out on the line, put it out there. You know, I saw Nora O'Donnell. She introduced him, and they showed this really lame, poll, if you will, that 62% of Americans think the economy is going in the tank. I don't know. That might be the same people that said that AOC was 3 percentage points higher in a poll than J.D. Vance. So, take it for what it's worth. But anyway, I enjoyed what the president had to say. He was pointed about it. And I've often said that, I'm not so much about Trump the man as I am about Trump the president. There are some things that he says and how he says them that grate on people a little bit. But I can tell you this, when you cut through all the minutia, this guy really cares about the United States. He really cares about America, and he really cares about the working people. That's my personal opinion. You take it for what it's worth. But, he talked about energy, and he talked about how getting affordable energy was one of the things that he campaigned on, and the drill baby drill, and those kind of things like that, and getting, the gasoline prices. Now, around here, we know that when gasoline prices are cheaper at the pump, the people in the industry aren't making as much profit. They're not as busy as whenever, gasoline is higher. However, in the grand scheme of things, I think it will all level out. It will all work out. So some of the Texas oil operators remain a little pessimistic about the future of the energy industry. And this is what they had to say, that the same week that Brent crude oil prices fell below $60 a barrel for the first time since May, a new survey revealed growing pessimism among Texas oil and gas executives. The Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas released its fourth quarter 2025 Dallas Fed Energy Survey, showing that overall business sentiment in the energy sector remains negative despite slight improvements in some indicators. According to the survey, the Business Activity Index remained negative, while the Company Outlook Index, though slightly improved, continued to signal pessimism among firms. The Outlook Uncertainty Index also stayed elevated, reflecting continued concern about market volatility, prices, and long-term planning. Oil and gas production largely unchanged, however. Executives, exploration, and production firms reported that oil and gas production was little changed during the fourth quarter. The oil production index remained negative but showed a modest improvement. The natural gas production index, it did increase. Production levels stabilized. Survey responses indicated that firms are exercising caution amid lower prices and ongoing uncertainty. So this is kind of what the Dallas Fed puts out. And, of course, they're a little pessimistic. I mean, when your profit margins aren't as big as you would like to see them, but they're still producing oil and gas. And that's because there's still money to be made. It's not as much money per unit as they would like, I'm sure. But what business owner isn't getting that? Very, very few for sure. So this coal bill wins U.S. House approval with support of Oklahoma representatives. The 5 Oklahoma U.S. representatives were sold in their support on Tuesday as the House passed a bill to force utilities to keep coal-fired power plants online past their scheduled retirement dates. Even some moderate Democrats joined the Republican members from the state in passing the Power Plant Reliability Act. The act would grant the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, the FERC, broad new authority to require utilities, to continue operating power plants if their retirement should threaten grid reliability. The bill passed 222 to 202 because of the radical Green New Deal policies that shun reliable forms of energy like natural gas, coal, and nuclear. Our electric grid faces a brewing crisis of premature baseload power plant requirements and retirements. By bill, the Power Plant Reliability Act will help shield Americans from blackout threats and ensure the reliable delivery of power to American homes, factories, and communities, said Representative Griffith. This is another situation to where, the environmentalists are saying, oh, my gosh, you're killing us. The pollutants you're putting into the air with coal-fired power plants is the downfall, the warming, global climate change and such. These people in Washington, D.C. are finally starting to take a common sense approach. Now, coal may not be the answer years and years from now, but I'll tell you right now, retiring these coal-fired power plants too early, definitely not the answer, especially if you're wanting to go flip that switch and that light come on, or you turn the thermostat and your air conditioning or heating come on. That's what's important to the general American populace. Now, a lot of them are also concerned about the affordability of it. Really, if you look worldwide, the electrical power that we pay for is very minimal compared. So, like I said, it's a tightrope. We definitely need the electricity, and I'm glad to see this thing coming out with saying, listen, you can't just close down a coal-fired power plant because some environmental greenie-weenie said, hey, there's too many particulates in the air. You've got to shut that thing down, and you've got to turn to wind or solar or whatever the case may be. Like I said, I'm going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and hopefully we will have our guest on the horn as we are going to visit with a nuclear scientist, someone that knows nuclear. We'll have that and more as the Thursday edition of the Exploring Energy Radio Show continues in a moment.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from all of us at Windy Nissan of Elk City. If you're looking for a great deal on a new or used vehicle, you can find it right here at Windy Nissan. With payments starting as low as $249 a month, no payments up to 90 days, as little as $0 down approvals, and also enjoy up to $7,500 off new 2025 Nissan Pathfinders, Armadas, and Muranos in stock here at Windy Nissan of Elk City. Windy Nissan has a great selection of inventory available with over 200 new and used vehicles to choose from. We have half-ton four-wheel drive pickups. We have diesel four-wheel drive trucks. We have large SUVs. We have small SUVs, your affordable sedans for your first-time drivers. We truly have something for everybody here at Windy Nissan of Elk City, Oklahoma. And with over 30 banks to choose from, we have financing for nearly everyone. You can view all of our inventory right here at 114 Access Road in Elk City, Oklahoma, or at windynissan.com. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Hi, it's Andy Taylor. We're living in some very turbulent times. It's easy to get discouraged in the normal course of life, but the good news is God has all the answers. His presence and companionship always makes all the difference. A big part of what we do at Trinity Fellowship is to help people in the process of coming into relationship with the Father. We'd love to help you. Our services start at 10 a.m. on Sunday. You can find us on our Trinity Fellowship Facebook page, or you can listen right here on KECO at 9:30. We'd love to have you be part of our family.
So if your farmer need a hose built, you can come in, we'll build it. Oilfield customer and need us to come out and see you, we'll come out and see you and take an order or pick up a hose, build it, bring it back to you. Solves that problem. I'm Brock Kalk, and my company is American Hose and Supply. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings, oilfield or agriculture. You needed a hose like yesterday. We will stop what we're doing, and if we got to go to our Oklahoma City shop and get it, we'll do that. And I've done that for a lot of my customers. The business I've done with Oilfield, they got to see your face. Whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever the customer prefers, that's what we're going to do. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings. In the Oilfield, sometimes you get a call for a crazy, hey, can you get this? And you go find it for them. American Hose and Supply. Come by and see us at 2111 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
Or call 303-1123.
Solves that problem.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and I just learned that people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas have just restored their 20,000th well site. They've been doing this work voluntarily now for decades, spending tens of millions of dollars restoring one well site at a time. Many of these old well sites are 50 to 100 years old, abandoned by their original owners. But now, the land is restored, so the current owners can make it productive for generations to come. See how they do it at oerb.com/Mike Rowe.
Fine Line wants your car, and they're going to pay you for it. Top dollar. Call Steve Jones at Fine Line, 225-9111. 225-9111. Make some money.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
This show brought to you in part by the good folks at Fred's Steakhouse, home of the $4.99 chicken fried steak, served daily, hand-battered country gravy, house-made mashed potatoes. They also have numerous side options available, along with fresh salad, soup of the day, freshly baked rolls made in their in-house bakery. Fred's Steakhouse also has 7 kinds of chicken. Maybe seafood's what you crave. They have that. They have freshwater catfish. Appetizers sure to please everyone. You can cap off your dining experience with fresh in-house made desserts. All at Fred's Steakhouse. They also have a full-service bar. Fred's Steakhouse can host your event. We're located at 2107 South Main Street in Elk City. Go there to eat. 243-2100 or order online, the Chow Now app. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Thank you to Daryl Kelly and the good folks for sponsoring this show at Fred's Steakhouse. DCP Services, Jeff and Terry Davis, the Davis family. DCP Services is a diversified oil field company offering the right services with the right people on the job. They have a roustabout division, lease operators division, a wireline division with both braided and slick line options. And their pump repair shop in Cordell continues to rebuild pumps to like new, saving you time and money. DCP Services can be found on Facebook, or you can call Jeff Davis, 580-660-0501, 660-0501, and American Hose and Supply. For you to keep making money, your equipment, your machinery has to keep running. The smallest pinhole in a hose can shut down the largest piece of equipment. American Hose and Supply, they'll help you stay up and going. They'll help you do that. American Hose and Supply inside the Camrock building next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. Call 303-1123. 303-1123. Go to those who know hose, American Hose and Supply. All right, well, I'm going to click a couple buttons here and put this gentleman's picture up, and we'll go right to the phone line. Today, our guest from, our nuclear expert, if you will, is going to be joining us now, Christo Liebenberg. He's the co-founder and president of U.S.-based uranium enrichment company, LIS Technologies. Christo, good morning. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Shawn. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I am wonderful. Thank you, sir. I know that it's a situation to where nuclear is something that people are uneducated about. They're afraid of it. The general populace, you hear the word nuclear and they just kind of get the China syndrome or, the Chernobyl or something in their head, and they just can't get past it. But nuclear is making a rebound here in the United States and worldwide. Tell us a little bit, Christo, in your opinion, how we can move forward with this and what are some of the issues that are holding us back?
Sure, yeah. So just to your first part of your opening there is that nuclear power was introduced to mankind in the form of one big mushroom cloud. So that's why there's this paranoia about nuclear power, right? But there's also, of course, the peaceful application of nuclear power. The Atoms for Peace program that President Eisenhower announced in 1954. Yeah. So if you keep the enrichment levels low to like 5%, that's all we need, 5% enriched uranium to power the nation's light water reactors. Now, we have currently 94 light water reactors in the U.S. It produces roughly 100 gigawatts. So roughly 1 gigawatt per reactor, these big nuclear power plants, roughly 1 gigawatt capacity, each of them. And there's a pledge made, President Trump made a pledge to quadruple nuclear power by 2050. That means we have to take this 100 gigawatts to 400 gigawatts. That's an extra 300 gigawatt of nuclear power that we have to generate by 2050. And we only have 25 years to do that. And so that's a huge task on hand. It's a huge challenge. We are in the middle of a nuclear renaissance to make this happen. And, the whole supply chain to make that happen. But it doesn't stop there. It's not just the nuclear power plants that has to increase dramatically, because all those power plants will need fuel, nuclear fuel, or AKA enriched uranium. So now you look at the front end of this nuclear fuel supply chain. It starts with mining and milling. The U.S. only produces about 2% of its annual uranium needs, the raw uranium out of mines, 2%. So we need to increase that 50-fold by 2050 if we want to be self-sufficient. When it gets to conversion, that's the second step in this nuclear fuel supply chain. You have to convert this raw uranium that's in the form of a yellow cake. You've got to convert that into a gas. This uranium gas is called UF6, uranium hexafluoride. There's only 3 conversion facilities in the entire world. One is in France, one is in Canada, and we have 1 plant in the U.S. So it's completely under capacity to be able to supply our future needs. So that conversion alone has to increase roughly by 10x in capacity over the next 25 years. We need 10 of those conversion plants. When it gets to enrichment, so if you look at our annual demand for enrichment, we produce about 15 million SWU per year. Sorry, that's our demand. Our demand is 15 million SWU per year. SWU is the unit used to indicate the effort to enrich uranium. separative work unit. And we need 15 million of those per year. And we only produce on U.S. soil about 4.5 million, which means 1/3 is produced on U.S. soil. The other 2/3 are imported. We import them from Russia and we import it from Western Europe. That's a situation that has to stop, right? We want to be self-sufficient. We want to be energy independent, and it's not just about energy security. It's also about national security. We cannot keep importing our raw uranium, or our enriched uranium in this case, from abroad. We need to also, over the next 25 years, increase our current demand from 15 million SWU. If you want to quadruple that, you have to go to 60 million SWU. How do we get from our current U.S.-produced 4.5 million SWU to the 60 million SWU? That's a 12 or a 13x increase. So you can see that that's also a huge bottleneck. And then you get to fuel fabrication. There's a few fuel fabricators in the U.S. That has to increase also at least 3 to 5x over the next 25 years. So if you think there's a huge challenge on our shoulders to increase nuclear power, there's even a bigger challenge on the front-end nuclear fuel supply chain to rebuild this industry. You know, we used to be the world's biggest exporter of nuclear fuel in the 70s and 80s and early 90s. But since we became dependent and since we stopped buying Russian nuclear fuel in the 90s, we became the world's biggest importer of nuclear fuel. And that is a situation that has to stop. We have to get back to the basics and rebuild this entire nuclear industry.
So you're saying the answer to this is to enrich what we have? I mean, because I guess I think a lot of people, including myself, thought, just you had to have the naturally occurring uranium and, you dig it out of the ground, you mine it, if you will. But it's not as simple as that. So what is the answer, Krista? What do you feel like the United States is going to have to do to reach this goal?
Right, yeah. So there is indeed, there's a lot of, the U.S. government has recognized this shortage in nuclear fuel. And so since about 2020, they started with the previous administration had the Energy Act that was signed into law, and they tasked the DOE to create a HALEU availability program. There's all sorts of other legislation, the bipartisan infrastructure deal, the Inflation Reduction Act, so all sorts of things, the Advance Act. You wouldn't believe the amount of bipartisan support when it comes to nuclear power. For instance, this Advance Act, when they had to vote for that in the Senate, 88 senators voted for it and 2 against it. So massive bipartisan support for nuclear power. Under the Trump administration, he had in May of this year 4 executive orders where he pledged to quadruple nuclear power and by 2050, and also streamlined the regulatory approval process, taking it from 30 months to 18 months only. In October, just 2 months ago, he also announced $80 billion of government funding to build 10 new light water reactors by 2030. And just last month, uranium was added to the critical minerals list, which means now suddenly uranium is front and center. It gives miners the incentives to start mining, right? Because it's going to take them, up to 10 years to get those mines back up and running. So adding uranium to the critical minerals list has a ripple effect through the entire nuclear fuel supply chain, not just mining, but also conversion, enrichment, and fuel fabrication. And just a few weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, President Trump also announced the Genesis mission, where all the national laboratories will come together as a unified front to change the way, using AI, to change the way we do research in the U.S. And that's going to help, the way we do chip manufacturing. It's going to help the way we build nuclear power plants. So there's a lot of government effort, and there's also the DOE also announced these requests for proposals to produce LEU. It's a so-called LEU acquisition program, where the government has pledged $3.4 billion to 6 enrichment companies to produce our nation's future low-enriched uranium, or LEU. And List Technologies, my company, is one of the awardees of that program. So, we are building back. We are making enrichment great again.
And that's good, especially as, nuclear energy is clean energy. I mean, it doesn't put out any emissions. I know there's still a situation to where do we go with, the nuclear waste, the spent fuel rods and those kind of things like that. But these small modular reactors, we're getting toward the bottom of the hour. You can stick around for another segment, can't you, Christo?
Sure.
Fantastic. Well, we'll continue our visit, but what I want to throw out there is, these SMRs, they seem like that they are going to be the wave of the future, but if you don't have the enriched uranium, maybe that's going to, delay that somewhat. So we're going to continue our visit with, Christo Liebenberg, the co-founder and president of U.S.-based uranium enrichment company LIS Technologies, right here on the Thursday edition of the Exploring Energy Radio Show. We'll be back right after this.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
You know why people like going out to eat? It's a little treat for them. They get to leave the house and go somewhere else and have somebody else cook the food and serve it to them and clean up afterward. All you got to do is pay and leave.
I know a lady that makes it at Janice's Cafe. We go out there and eat all the time. You know why? It's not at home, and it's better than what we cook. One of my favorite things to eat at Janice's Cafe, the catfish. It's good. It's got the crispy breading. Oh, it's like they made it with love, with a little bit more love on top of it.
Bacon cheeseburger.
Best bacon cheeseburger in the business. Name another one.
Mushroom and Swiss.
Best mushroom burger there is ever. Janice's Cafe can make all those burgers for. Of course, they got burgers. They got the best burgers you can have.
Do you think more people drink sweet tea or unsweet tea?
Well, you know what I am.
Half and half.
Half sweet, half unsweet. Janice is located on the south side of Elk City, where you go into the movie theater, right there next to Arby's. You'll be able to find it because there's a big old sign up there that says Janice's Cafe.
Timber Oklahoma is your safe and reliable expert tree care service. At Timber, we provide professional tree trimming and removal with a focus on safety, quality, and clear communication. With over 10 years of experience and certified in the Electrical Hazards Awareness Program, our crews provide tree trimming and removal, storm damage cleanup, utility line clearance. Call Timber today at 580-732-3400 or see us online at www.timberokla.com or email us at customercare@timberoklahoma.com.
Craving a real steak? Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City is firing up flavors 7 days a week. The grill is always hot and the steaks are always fresh. From juicy char-grilled ribeyes, fillets, and sirloins to chicken fried steak, hearty burgers, seafood, and chicken, there's something for everyone. Don't forget the appetizers, salads, and desserts to top it off. Bring your appetite. We'll handle the rest. Dine in or order online now on the DoorDash app. It's more than just a steakhouse. It's Fred's.
You got 5-6 tractors out there. You got a dozer, a traco, a grader, something like that. I mean, you go through a lot of oil in a season. I mean, you'll use a few hundred gallons in a season. So here at Camrock, we have the same specification oil as the other brand, where people think that they have to use that for a certain color on their tractors and stuff like that. But we have the same oil specifications as they do. Works just as well, does the same thing, lubes it just the same. Price comparison is, it's not even a comparison. We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil. They can come in and talk to us, see what they want, or give us a call, and we can come out, see what they have, fill their tanks, set them tanks. That's what we've done here in the past. We've converted a lot of farmers over to our brand, our house brand of motor diesel oil. The price savings it's huge for them. We sell it to oilfield companies also. They use it in frac pumps, and they're not happy, you know it, and it's working great for them. Camrock is the name of the company. It's 2111 South Main, Elk City, south of Fred's Steakhouse. The price savings it's huge for them.
Catch me, Paragon News Director Jared Atha, with the latest local news at 5 p.m. every Monday through Friday. Presented by Mickey Lively, your Farm Bureau agent in Greer County.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
Exploring Energy brought to you in part by Sustaining Oklahoma's Energy Resources, part of the OERB, Oklahoma Energy Resources Board. For a complete list or to register for SOAR's upcoming educational opportunities, you can just simply visit www.soer.oerb.com. That's Soer, SOER.OERB.com. Here's what they got coming up. January the 14th, they've got a Tier 2 reporting seminar. It's a Zoom meeting. It's free. Emphasizing when and how facilities must report hazardous chemical inventories in Oklahoma. The Right to Know Act, Tier 2 reporting. That's happening January the 14th. Get registered before into business the day before. SPCC training, oil prevention, control, and countermeasure, SPCC plans. That's going to be covered on January the 29th, 11 a.m. Zoom meeting, also free. Simply go to SOER, SOER.OERB.com. Click on the Producer Education tab at the top. You'll get a drop-down that says Workshops and Training. Click on that, and it'll give you a full list. Sustaining Oklahoma's energy resources, a proud supporter of the Exploring Energy radio show. ASCO Equipment, one of 27 locations throughout Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico. If you're looking for heavy equipment for sale or rent, ASCO is your source. They've been family-owned and operating under the core values of honoring God, developing people, pursuing excellence, growing profitability since 1960. 200 factory-trained certified technicians on staff. 140 field service trucks with the latest repair and diagnostic tools ready to come to your place. They'll work on your equipment no matter where you bought it, who you bought it from, when you bought it, what brand it is. ASCO Equipment will also sell or rent you equipment. Flexible rental rates. Just ask E.J. Gredeman. Equipment sales, maybe you're looking to trade in your equipment for something better, something newer, something brand new. Equipment sales, Bart Shields. He'll help you with that. Jeremy Bridges, branch manager, 513 West 20th Street, right here in Elk City. You can call him at 323-3422. Online at ASCOEQ.com, ASCOEQ.com. Get back to our guest here with LIS Technologies. And again, Christo, this is something that we've talked about, and it is Christo Liebenberg, the co-founder and president of U.S.-based Uranium Enrichment Company. We're talking about those SMRs, the small modular reactors, and we've been hearing a lot about those, but they require some enriched uranium too. Is that the way this works?
Exactly, yeah. So, yeah, small modular reactors. If you talk to these, when we talk to these SMR companies, their single biggest risk is indeed the availability of nuclear fuel. And they use HALEU fuel. HALEU stands for high assay, low enriched uranium. Enrichment levels up to 20%. That's the single biggest risk. And in recent years, SMR companies has a new sense of urgency because of AI data centers.
Right.
And I can tell you that AI, if there's an equation to describe AI, then the equation would be AI equals semiconductor chips plus nuclear. Without advanced chips, there is no AI, and without electricity, there's no AI either. So these AI data centers consumes huge amounts of electricity. So the big tech companies, the big five, right, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Apple, and Facebook or Meta, they have all gravitated towards these advanced nuclear reactors as a clean, modular, resilient source of electricity. So these SMRs can be deployed at the data centers. They are available 24/7. They can be, because it's modular, you can expand its capacity, right? As the data center grows, you can expand the capacity. So it's critical that these data centers get SMRs, but the SMRs need the fuel, the HALEU fuel, and currently there is no Western supplier of this HALEU fuel. These SMR companies were going to get their fuel from Russia, where they would downblend highly enriched uranium from their ballistic missiles program. They would downblend that from 90% down to 20%, and then to be used in the U.S. Nuclear market for SMRs. But there's legislation now that has stopped us and prevent us to use that fuel from Russia. So we need to rebuild the U.S. base for HALEU fuel. And there's only a handful of companies that has the potential to do it, but there is no commercial operation of HALEU fuel. And that is so together with LEU, low enriched uranium at 5%, we also have to produce HALEU fuel at 20%. And this technology is well suited to do both of those.
Well, it seems to me that there is a chokehold in this deal, but the current administration, we saw the president's address to the nation last night about energy, and you said it a while ago, regulations, over-regulation, looking at some of the things it takes to even get a uranium mine up and going, to get an enrichment facility, up and going. It's not a thing that just you flip a switch and then it automatically happens. It takes time, but you have to take that first step. Do you feel like that the current administration and the United States is taking the steps in the right direction to get this low enriched uranium or this 20% uranium that you're talking about?
Yes. Yes. This administration has done wonders for the nuclear industry. I mentioned earlier that President Trump put out 4 executive orders to quadruple nuclear power by 2050, but also to streamline the regulatory approval process. The regulator in the nuclear industry is the NRC, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. And it took them typically about 30 months in the past to approve an application, whether it's an application for a nuclear power plant or for an enrichment facility or any other part of this fuel supply chain. It took them roughly 30 months. Now by executive order, they are required to do this approval process in no more than 18 months. Wow. So that's a huge thing. They've also brought down their hourly rates from like $300-400 per hour down to something like $140 per hour. So it makes it much more accessible and a clear pathway to get these license applications without compromising safety and security of these nuclear technologies. And then again, uranium was added just last month in November to the critical minerals list. There's 120 elements out there, and 60 of them now is on that critical minerals list. So half of all the minerals are now critical minerals, whether it's rare earth elements or whether it's uranium now, and that opens up all sorts of resources. It puts emphasis and a sense of importance on uranium to start mining it, and it makes available federal resources to do that. And once there's security in uranium mining, it's a ripple effect. It stimulates the whole fuel supply chain, and it also helps these SMR companies. It shows them, shows them that the government is serious about uranium and that it's okay for them to continue their development because the fuel is in a process of getting manufactured. It's going to take a few years. This technology plans to start producing their own enriched uranium by the early 2030s. And that's roughly the time frame when these SMR companies would need their HALEU fuel.
It just makes sense. Nobody wants to invest in something if it's not a possibility, and I understand what you're saying there. Now, in your opinion, does the United States have enough uranium deposits to take us forward to reach our goals by 2050?
I think we have the deposits, indeed, especially in states like Wyoming and Texas. There are huge deposits of uranium. We just have to start mining them. And with all these positive signals from the current administration, it's, they are going to start doing this. So they have to do it safely using in situ recovery methods as opposed to open groove mining or underground mining. There's all these modern methods that can be used to release the uranium, in the Earth's crust. So we have the uranium is there. We just have to, get up and start mining those. Well,
Christo, you brought a lot of really good things to the show this morning, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate your work in this area to try to meet our goals as we go forward, because the insatiable appetite for electrical usage, like you said, for not just data centers, but for the average everyday person has just exponentially grown, and it's going to continue to grow as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, this is a huge opportunity. We are literally in the middle of a nuclear renaissance. Some call it Manhattan 2.0. We want to recover, bring back this nuclear industry back to its former glory, and yeah, we are right in the middle of all of that. And our company, just a last word on our company, LIST Technologies. LIST stands for Laser Isotope Separation Technologies. We are using lasers to enrich uranium, and we're doing it in a very unique way, and we believe that we will be the world's first laser enrichment commercial facility. Laser enrichment is the holy grail of enrichment. It's been around for more than 50 years, tried by like 26 countries. No one has been able to take it from the lab to commercial readiness, and we believe LIST Technologies is well placed to be the first company to do that.
The best way to find out more about what LIS Technologies Incorporated is doing is, I'm sure, your website, right? It's laseristech.com.
Correct. laseristech.com.
Laser is Tech. That's good stuff. And I've been navigating through your website since you've agreed to be on the show, and there's a lot of things that I'm learning about it. And this is a very interactive website that kind of puts it out in layman's terms, because you talk about this nuclear scientist, and sometimes they can talk well above our heads, the average everyday person. But you did a fantastic job of explaining what it is we've got going on, what your company's doing, and what the end goal is, and that is increasing our electrical output on the nuclear side by, what'd you say, tenfold?
The enriched uranium tenfold, but the power by nuclear power plants about quadrupling it, fourfold.
Wow, that's a hefty lift, but at least we're taking steps to do that. And again, Christo, I really appreciate you taking time out of your very busy schedule to visit with us here and kind of educate us a little bit about what's going on with these SMRs and what the chokehold is, and that is just fuel for these SMRs. It's not so much the SMRs themselves as it is getting the fuel to power these small modular reactors.
Absolutely. The fuel is big on the critical path. It's the biggest risk factor. They've told me that personally.
There's no way your car can go unless it's straight downhill without gasoline. So kind of the same thing with these small modular reactors. Christo, keep fighting the good fight. Thank you again. Merry Christmas to you and yours, and have a blessed day. Thank you so much for your time here on our show this morning.
Thank you so much, Shawn. You're very welcome, and Merry Christmas to you and your audience as well.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed day, sir. That was Christo Liebenberg. We're going to continue with our mop-up segment right after this.
The Exploring Energy Show.
Need to dig it? Then it's time to rent it. But call 811 first and then head on over to DJ's Rentals and Sales and let their knowledgeable staff help you get it started. Whether it's a backhoe, a post hole digger, a mini excavator, or a skid steer that you need to help make that job a little easier. You can find them all and more at DJ's Rentals and Sales, 911 South Main Street in Elk City. Text them on the text line at 580-799-7214. Find and follow them on Facebook. And don't forget to call 811 first.
It's Dameron Jewelers' 75th anniversary, and the KECO Rolling Radio Show will be there this Saturday from 11:30 to 1. And in celebration of their 75th anniversary, Diamond Ray and Dixie Dameron are having a 40% off store-wide sale. That's everything in the store, 40% off for 2 days only, December 19th and 20th. And it's just in time for Christmas. Don't miss Dameron Jewelers' 75th anniversary sale this weekend at Dameron Jewelers in downtown Elk City.
It's Dameron Jewelers' anniversary sale.
For the green awning.
Looking for the perfect venue for your next event? Look no further than the Frisco Center, located in the heart of Western Oklahoma. Whether it's a stunning wedding, a joyful reception, a memorable birthday party, or a professional seminar, we've got you covered. With spacious rooms and exceptional service, Frisco Center is designed to make your special occasion unforgettable. Located at 101 South 4th Street in Clinton, Oklahoma. Call us today at 580-323-7874 to book your date. The Frisco Center, where every event is a reason to celebrate.
In Nice job, Pete. I like those clean lines. Fellas, do we have anyone that can get to Greenport today?
At Corey's Landscaping, the staffing plan is in the weeds.
Anthony, we need that leaf blower over here. 3 more new customer requests just came in. Who wants to work some overtime?
He needs to dig up quality landscapers and fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This Christmas, shop local. The Depot Trading Company Men's and More store in downtown Elk City is your destination for a great selection of men's clothing, plus the most unique men's, pets, and household gifts, barbecue grills, spices, accessories, and outdoor party gear. Check out their 50% off rack while you're there. The Depot Trading Company Men's and More store, 318 South Main Street in downtown Elk City. This Christmas, come on in and enjoy the ride.
Hey folks, this is EJ Gredeman with ASCO Equipment out of Elk City, Oklahoma. If you need rental equipment, I got your back. From excavators to wheel loaders, telehandlers, and forklifts, we rent the brands that you know and trust. With flexible terms, responsible service, and expert support, we're here to keep your job on track. Need equipment? We're on it here at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by our Elk City branch, 513 West 20th here in Elk City, Oklahoma, or you can just give me a call, 580-243-9233. Appreciate it, folks, and y'all have a blessed day.
For garage doors, repairs, and more, call C&M Overhead Door at 580-515-1688.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
Alrighty then. Put a couple buttons here and get my lovely assistant TJ on the camera. If you have minerals and royalties you need help, then David Allen Guest can help you manage those. He's a certified mineral manager. David's been managing for himself and others for over 40 years now. Managing royalty and mineral rights is complicated, always changing. David understands it, help you navigate through every aspect of it, and he'll get you the most out of your royalties. That's a biggie. Not to mention, he's a guy you can trust, man of integrity, guy you'll be glad you're doing business with. And if you find yourself in a situation to sell, David's a buyer of royalties from estates, probates, trusts, and bankruptcies. Call David Allen Guest, certified mineral manager today, 405-341-8698, 405-341-8698. And Camrock. You hear one of their owners talking about oil. Farmers use a lot of oil every season. Oilfield Company uses a lot of oil all the time. Camrock's oil is the same specifications, lubricates the same as the designer brands, but the price is different. Camrock's oil costs a lot less. Folks who use a lot of oil save a lot of money with Camrock. Camrock Supply on South Main Street in Elk City next to Fred's Steakhouse. CamrockSupply.com, CamRockSupply.com online. Locations in Elk City, Oklahoma City, Midland, Texas, Ulysses, Kansas. Local guys with local ties just doing business with their community. And if your power goes out at midnight, Carter Electric, owned and operated by Kervin and Mary Orgain, they provide 24-hour emergency electrical service. Want to make sure your power stays on regardless? Well, Carter Electric is an authorized Generac generator dealer. They can size it, sell it to you, install it, come back and service it. A lot of electric work goes on overhead. Carter Electric understands that. That's why they have pole trucks, man lifts, get way up high if there's a problem up there. Licensed, insured, trusted Carter Electric. You can call them at 225-2447, 225-2447, providing you this hour's weather forecast, the service of Carter Electric. What do you got over there, TJ?
Today we are sunny with a high near 59, north-northwest wind 15 to 24 miles per hour with gusts as high as 37. Tonight mostly clear with a low around 28, light and variable wind becoming south-southwest 5 to 10 miles per hour after midnight. Friday, sunny with a high near 63, south-southwest wind 13 to 18 miles per hour, increasing to 19 to 24 in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 37. Saturday, sunny with a high near 73, southwest wind 9 to 14 miles per hour, becoming north-northeast in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 21. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 55. Monday, sunny with a high near 68. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 73. And Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 73.
So,
bring on them 70s.
Christmas Eve, 73 degrees. Yikes. Okay, here's some energy news in my briefs. Coal plants ordered to stay online. I visited with Christo a while ago and talked about this just a little bit. The Trump administration ordered the Centralia coal plant in Washington to continue operating beyond its scheduled December 31st closure, even though state law requires utilities to stop burning coal at the end of the year. That's in Washington state. House backs authority to delay power plant retirements. Goes right along with what we just talked about. The U.S. House passed legislation granting the FERC, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, new authority to order power plants to continue operating past retirement dates. The move is aimed at keeping coal-fired facilities online. As Colorado's Front Range braced for winds of up to 90 miles per hour, yesterday afternoon, Xcel Energy announced it had preemptively shut off power for tens of thousands of residents west of Denver. Remember, Xcel was just sued for what they did over in Texas. 16 states, including most of those in the Northeast, along with the District of Columbia, filed suit against the Trump administration for withholding more than $2 billion in funding for electric vehicle charging infrastructure. Republican opponents of offshore wind developments in the U.S. House vowed to block a permitting reform bill they fear would make it harder for the federal government to revoke approvals for wind projects. Ford said it plans to lay off about 1,500 workers at its Kentucky factories as it cancels plans to manufacture electric vehicles and instead pivots toward producing batteries for a new energy storage business. An oil well operated by EOG Resources exploded during drilling operations in Carroll County, Ohio. No injuries were reported. That's good news on that little blowout. Here's something around the world. Ukrainian drones struck a major oil refinery in southern Russia and a fuel depot in the Rostov region. Kyiv's military confirmed via telegram on Wednesday the attack targeted the Slavensky oil refinery in Slavansk on Kuban and as part of its Ukraine ongoing efforts to disrupt the energy infrastructure supporting Moscow's war effort. And leaked documents reviewed by Spain's ABC describe a long-running financial and logistical partnership in which Venezuela allegedly redirected billions of dollars in oil revenues and state funds to Iran, helping support Tehran's nuclear program and allied military networks. The U.S. Energy Information Administration forecasts global crude oil production will increase by 0.8 million barrels per day in 2026. Brazil, Guyana, Argentina are expected to account for half of that growth, according to the December short-term energy outlook. And the International Energy Agency reported global coal demand reached a record high this year, but is expected to begin declining by 2030. A UK-based nonprofit Opportunity Green filed a climate-related complaint against European steelmaker ArcelorMittal, citing its continued reliance on coal fuel blast furnaces. They live among us. What do you got over there as far as energy stock price? You going to give us good news?
No, it's more red today.
Come on, girl.
American Electric Power is up 37 cents, trading at $115.08. Apache is down 23 cents at $24.40. Baker Hughes is down 25 cents at $45.04. ConocoPhillips is down 94 cents at $94.02. Devon Energy is down 44 cents at $36.52. EOG Resources is down 99 cents at $103.77. Expand Energy is down 86 cents, trading at $108.69. General Electric is up $6.84, trading at $298.94. Halliburton is down 1.5 cents at $27.71. Helmerich & Payne is up 12 cents at $28.14. Liberty Energy is up 63 cents at $17.72. Occidental Petroleum is down 44 cents at $40.19. OG&E Energy is up 2 cents at $43.09. ONEOK is down 31 cents at $72.77. Phillips 66 is down 43 cents, trading at $131.58. Sandridge Energy is down 9 cents at $14.01. Schlumberger is down 12 cents at $38.42. And Williams Companies is up 82 cents, trading at $59.65.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to give you some energy stock prices. They're up a little bit. West Texas Intermediate up 33 cents to $56.27 on a December contract out of New York City. Brent crude oil on the ICE Futures Exchange out of London up 27 cents, just shy of $60 at $59.95. Telecom crude oil in Japan is up 350 yen per kiloliter, and New York Mercantile Exchange natural gas up 16 cents, trading at $4.18 per million BTU. Got some Paragon TV basketball games tonight and tomorrow night. Tonight, It's Canute hosting, or it's Duke, Duke at Canute, 6 p.m. That's a 6 p.m. start time. Sentinel at Burns Flat, Dill City, 6:30 p.m. This is all on ParagonTV.com. Tomorrow night, Lokiba at Sentinel at 6:30, Arnett at Hammond at 6:30. And then they'll take a break until after Christmas break, except Merritt will be in the Bertha Frank Teague Invitational. Very big honor for that. Tonight, Big Elks host Weatherford, 6:30 for the girls, the boys to follow at 8 p.m. You can catch all that action on BigElkTV.com. And then that will be the end of it because they moved the Friday night game to tonight. So it's tonight. And we'll end it until January 6th for the Big Elks and the Elkettes. That can be seen on BigElkTV.com. Thanks for coming in, TJ.
Of course.
And thanks for bringing in those apple spice cupcakes.
You're very welcome.
The fat maker. On behalf of all of our great sponsors, our guests today, and TJ, I'm Shawn Wilson. Thanks so much for listening. I promise we'll talk again. Have yourself a great day. Merry Christmas.
It with your best buds. That's what country sounds like. 96.5 KECO, Elk City.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The president, during his remarks to the nation last night, says he's laser focused on lending a helping hand